right on the head.
Okay, so there's one last thing, and that's the room, the consult room, the closing room, right? And so, one, we have to have a mindset about our price and get away from this. We have to be the less expensive, and let's figure out how to make sure our firm is profitable so we can charge the right fee. The second is we have to build perceived value and real value for our clients by micromanaging the client experience as well as serving them well. And then third, we have to get really good at asking for the order. And so in the early stages, as I said, most of the small business owners out there could likely raise their fees, raise their prices, and not have anybody balk because they were already charging too little, and everybody kind of knew it. But once you get past a certain point, there is a point at which you have to make sure that you're in the sales room, or whenever you make that closing deal, whether you're a lawn care company and you're closing that deal on the threshold of the home, or you're an HVAC company and you're coming into the kitchen table, or your insurance company, or whatever it is that you can affect that price is being affected, and you have to close the deal. You have to make sure you're running a properly structured and scripted closing process. Mm-hmm. It has to be the exact same every single time. And while this is going to be a little proud dad moment in a second, I'll tell you a story about my son. So my son's 22 years old. He already is a successful businessman himself. And we decided to go into business together. And once we really boiled it down to what we wanted to do, we realized we both have a passion for sales and helping people become better salespeople. We love great salespeople. We love being sold by great salespeople, and we despise walking into terrible sales situations. And we oftentimes won't buy just because of how bad it is. And so we found ourselves wanting to build this. So we said, well, the way we're going to build it is we'll test it. And so I found one of our clients who was looking for this test, something similar to happen. And I put Michael in with them, got their permission, put him in there to see what he would do. And, in the first week, Michael would tell you that he was calling me every night going, Dad, if they'll just let me do it. I mean, every time they're on the phone, they're like, they'd run 2 different scripts every single day. It's like they never do the same thing all the time. And I'm like, well, that's how most people do it. And he goes, no, it's supposed to be the same every single time. I go, I know. So you'll get your chance. And so anyway, he takes over, and, within 90 days, he sat in about just under 100 phone consults and Zoom consults. And he closed 95% of his Zoom consults, and he closed 73% of his phone consults for a total close rate of 78 or 80%. 80%, that means 8 out of every 10 people that walked in the door closed the deal. And 97% of those deals were closed in the first meeting. Wow. And in addition to that, just yesterday, he closed 5 out of 6 deals, and 4 out of the 5 paid in full. Right? Now, why was he able to do that? Is it because he's special? Well, he's my kid, so I can call him special. But it's not just because he's special. It's because he used a system that was designed to maximize closings, to maximize getting the money down, and to minimize the rebuttals about price. And when you build the closing room correctly, you will ensure that your price doesn't get questioned. And when it does, you can oftentimes put it in the parking lot and bring it back out, and oftentimes overcome it because of the way the consult was built. And so that would be the final step. It's an advanced step. It's not what you have to do right away. But if you can fix the consult room, you can help create price elasticity for your business. Mm-hmm. Now, they may not call it a consult room. They might have called it the kitchen table or the front lawn or whatever, right? Depending on the type of business they are.
But it's having a method. It's having that method, sticking to it. Sure, it might be, repetitive, but it's only repetitive to the salesperson because right. God willing, you're having, new folks, or you're having repeat clients, and hopefully you have that's what I wonder how your son's going to deal with. And of course, it may be a complete situation because I don't know what type of firm or the law practice and we had bankruptcy. We had Charles last week. So
Yeah.
we talked about serial filers there.
Yeah.
But in any case, for the most part, we always want a repeat client. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to find out maybe in the 2.1 of this conversation, what he does or how he flips the script a little bit when you get a repeat client. I'm just interested. We'll hear more later maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the answer is you don't. You may have to trim, because you don't have to do any credibility building, and you don't have to do any. You don't have to tell them as many of the questions. You don't have to get them validity on how you're going to serve them. You already know that. So you're going to have to chunk out different areas, but you're still going to follow the formula, and you're going to get an affirmation anyway. So where I would normally tell them what I would do, and I would ask them if it sounds like it makes sense, rather than doing that, I'd say, well, we always have done this for you last time. You agree we did that, right? Yeah, we did this for you last time. You agree we did that, right? And your client, might at some point go, man, you've already, run me through this, and you say, well, this. And whenever anybody says that to me, I say, well, this is exactly why you want to do business with me, because we do things the same way all the time. With excellence, which means we're going to handle your second situation or your second matter, or your second instance of business the same way we handled the first instance of business that you were happy about, right?
That's love that answer.
You can give them.
Yeah, no, I love that because some clients are very observant and they're just being, they're just kind of, maybe being cute about it, but it just reinforces the value of a good salesperson too, and that they're going to just stick to that and stick to their guns and reaffirm the value of the company.